I pretty much steered that price all day and I didn't take any trades. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So today I ended up wasn't feeling well and I ended up didn't go into work today. So I stayed home and I was watching price. I was on the charts pretty much the whole New York session and I ended up did not take in any trade. So this quick video is just wrapping up the week and looking at what we did today. So this is what we did. This is where we're at on the account. So as you can see, just for transparency, no trades today. um, this is it, no trades today. So market has already closed, and this is what we did for this week. So pretty much down a little bit on the week as I hardly got to trade this week and didn't take any trades today because I wasn't feeling it and I didn't, not that I didn't see any setup, but I wasn't trusting what I saw. So I call this just tape reading and just building discipline. So I sat here and watched the markets pretty much all day. So as you can see here on the 100k, no trades, just the same. Just took two losses there and yeah, I've been really just reflecting, looking back on some of these trades and stuff, and I'm just saying, like, I just need to be more disciplined, more precise. If I don't get anything, then I can't take anything. I'm going to just try to be more disciplined, stick to the rules, and just let my edge play out, you know. So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at on these accounts. So, quick update on where the markets are at. So, they are currently closed and it's currently Friday evening, and this is the weekly profile. So um, this week we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all these are green. I'm thinking we're going gap down. I'm thinking we're going gap down Sunday opening because we close at the high of the day here, ended up recovering from a little bit of a pullback today, and yeah, think we're going gap down because that's how these markets are, and I'm expecting some negative news over the weekend. Like this week was pretty much an easy trade. We ended up just buying right up. This 4 hour candle ended up running back down into this fair value gap. This was this morning. Was it this morning? This was this morning, yes. And end up pushing all the way up. And this is the same thing pretty much right across the board on all of these assets. So Nasdaq, S&P 500, the German index, um, which one else? Where is US 30? All of them just running up, closing pretty much at all-time highs. So this one, the US 30 isn't at all-time highs yet. Um, Still holding back here, but today we had one of the stronger days, so it's been holding and we end up having a stronger day right there. So yeah, that is what we look like on the higher time frame. um Quickly, the 1 hour time frame. So today we had another expansion day, classic ICT buy day. So we stayed inside of the range here, traded down into this new day opening gap, and then we just pretty much ran up, small pullback here during New York, and then we ended up closing again at the highs of the session and at the highs of the week. And the 15 minute quickly. So today, like I said, we open up here, traded up, coming back down, following this new day opening gap, came into, don't really have a level here that we came into, but we ended up just pushing all the way up, coming back down, and then pushing higher. This pullback here would have been the ideal entry for me today and taking price higher. That was the ideal trade, but I didn't execute, and I'm going to show you why. So let's quickly go over the entries that presented themselves. So this looked like a nice continuation um, buy model. Let me zoom out this chart a bit. So nice continuation buys here from the open here. So we ended up just trading up throughout the session. So this is 6 p.m. Trading up, came up. I was recording the video right throughout here. We came down into this new day, opening gap again. Then we ended up buying up, coming back down, and there were a few entries inside of here. Few entries inside of here going up, few scalps, and this was pretty much the lower the day from London session right here. Another entry here, over here doing the macro at 4. So just pretty much buying up. This special macro for ICT gave us a nice long entry right before the two. Well, this is within the silver bullet area right here. This is the London silver bullet, but this was the London PO3 open. So this 4-hour candle open right here. We open, push higher, came back down, and this was the low, and we ended up pushing all the way up to closing up here. So nice expansion on that 4-hour candle. This one again inside the special macro, we had another entry right there, pushing all the way up. This macro did not give us any entry, and this one opened up, we pull back down to here, nice little order block here. I was looking at price right here in the pre-market session, and I didn't execute. So price has been just trending up and up and up and up. Pulling back here, like I said, this is a quick manipulation. So the low of this 4-hour was formed at about 6:45, and we could have gotten an entry inside of this macro right here. 5-minute fair value gap, as well as a little nested order block here, and we end up pushing up, respecting the order flow coming all the way up. Another one here pushing up, pulling back here, and this is by the time we get into the pre-market hour. Pre-market of New York, 9 o'clock here. This was another quick scalp here from this fair value gap pushing up. Did not execute there. I got on the chart somewhere around here, and I watch all of this coming up there. Actually was going to take a trade right inside of here, to be honest. Was going to take a trade inside of here. But what I was thinking is that we had already run up for the highs. This macro did not give us any trades except for this little buy, and I didn't like the way all this 1-hour candle close, as well as this 4-hour candle, how it was going to close. So let me show you what I was thinking. So we had this candle right here. So this was the 9 a.m. candle, and my idea was that since we open here, let me zoom out. So we had this 4-hour candle here, and this was a long wick forming on here. So my idea was, since we open at 9:30 here within this candle push up and come back down to close here. So I was thinking maybe we're going to trade back down into, at least into this week, maybe 50% of this week right here would have been nice for me. Then I would have tried to capitalize on an entry right there, but this was a little bit too deep in the premium for me, so I didn't like that. And when the 10 a.m. candle open here, because I am trying to avoid this part of the market, this 9:30 chop always kind of just get me, even though I mark it up, but I wasn't comfortable executing in this. I got a bit hesitant, flustered, and I did not execute inside of this chop right here. We had a 5-minute fair value gap right here that I was watching, and that is the reason why I was looking at maybe we could come lower from this fair value gap. So when we started to reject here, this wasn't even inside the macro time. So we started to reject here. I thought we would have come down here and take out this low. Turns out, in hindsight, I'm looking at this. This is a 15-minute order block right here, as well as a SMT, because we came down, we didn't run the lows. But if I switch to the ES or the S&P 500 chart, let me show you during that same time. See, if I show you this, this thing came back and run the low. So it came, run the low. Let me show you if US 30 actually run the low. No, US 30 did not run the low, but on S&P there was a small S&P SMT divergence inside of here. So it came down, took the lows, and we ended up running higher. I didn't see that in time. Let me see SMT. I didn't see that in time, and I hesitated. So I didn't take that trade right there. Maybe if I was looking at S&P, then I would have capitalized on that trade, and this was a nice entry inside of um, this macro right here. So 950 to 1010 macro, this gave us a nice entry. Nice entry with the SMT from the lows there. But I saw it as a equal low, and I wanted to see price push down, take out that low, push down, take out this low before running higher. So what I was thinking is that maybe we're going to come down, take out this low, and then push higher. And like I said, I did not like the way how this candle open and close. So because it already took the highs and we were at all-time highs, I was thinking maybe, even though we are bullish, I wasn't looking for sales, but my idea was this 4-hour candle. This is the first hour inside of that 4-hour candle. Wanted a little bit more manipulation on this. So I wanted to use this week as a order block or as a fair value gap, and maybe to 50%, then that would have been much better, or even using this fair value gap as a entry. But it turns out that we were holding, let me show you this 15-minute order block. So we traded through this fair value gap and we tapped into this order block right here, and that's what sent price higher. And I was watching right throughout. I did not execute because I didn't like what I saw. Looking back in hindsight, we had this fair value gap here that I could have taken price. It's right inside of the macro, but like I said, I wanted some manipulation. I didn't trust it. Even for a scalp, I could have taken it, and that is the reason why I had this thing here. I actually prepped the magic keys and waited for execution, and I did not take it. This would have been a nice trade, but I was thinking, since it didn't take the lows, my stops would have been a little bit too wide for my comfort, and maybe I would have to put my stops all the way down here, and I didn't like the risk to reward. I could have executed. This would have been a nice trade, and even with a 0.5% risk or a 1/4% risk, then I could have got some gains from this, but I didn't like it, so I didn't take it. We ended up playing out from that fair value gap, running higher. We rejected here, inverted this 5-minute gap right here, and then ended up rejecting from this little one here, a 1-minute gap, then coming back down to rebalance into this level here. So we had a fair value gap here. I think this is actually a double fair value gap, so it's like a 5-minute or a 3-minute gap, but on the 1 minute it's two gaps there. So we ended up trading back down into it, and I could have executed right here again as well. I did not take the execution, and I just watched it play out. I thought 11 o'clock would maybe come down again, but that is the reason why I'm hesitant at all-time highs, you know. And the volume here was low, and when I was looking at ES by then, it was already taking off. US 30 already taking off, running the highs and just climbing higher. So we ended up chopping around a bit here, running up, coming back down, and this order block gave us an entry inside of this macro right here. Some nice entry here. We conflict could I get an entry right inside of this order block. We had an inversion as well as an engulfing, and this could have been an entry right inside of this order block, as well as I think this is the top of a 50-minute fair value gap. So it is, let me see here, this 15-minute fair value gap, I think it was somewhere inside of here. Was it? No, I think it was inside of here, this right here. So this gap is what we came back down into, and then we ended up running the highs again. So didn't execute on that one either, and this would have been an easy trade as well, easy slow trade, and I watched it play out. I didn't trust it, and we ended up pulling back down right around 1 for going into the PM session, and then this was around lunchtime, so we ended up pulling back down into lunchtime, coming all the way back down during this special macro. I think this is 110, 1310 to 1340 for the PM session, and I was still watching price. We're coming back up again. This macro at 150 to 210 gave us another quick little scalp sell here, and by then I was saying, you know what, just call it a day. I was watching some live stream and just observing what price doing. We come down all the way down here, and that is where we pretty much close out the day. Did not get much of a PM silver bullet inside of here. Maybe, I mean, this one was a valid one. This one was a valid sell also. This fair value gap gave us a sell. This one is ACB. A sell from here coming down. Nice little scalp. And then this other special macro from about 315 until about 345 gave us another entry coming higher. So nice one coming up. This macro also gave us another continuation to close out the day. So that is what we pretty much did for today. As I said, no executions for me, and which is fine. You know, I was on trader roundup earlier and thing, and it was good because these guys really help with, you know, talking about the markets and all of that. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this week. Going into next week, we might get a gap down. I don't trust these markets to hold anything over the weekend, so we might get a gap down, maybe further down, back down to here, or even way down further. So that is how we close out this week. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. Peace.